Hello there.
You're shorter than I expected.
Oh, I don't think so.
I have the high ground! You underestimate my power!
Do it. Ironic.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
How's it going, guys? Hope you're all having a great day. For today's build, we're going to be making a lightsaber cutaway from the Star Wars Visual Dictionary. I've wanted to do this project for a while now, but I didn't want to cut a perfectly good saber in half, so I ended up making the saber hilt from scratch. I'm going to be starting off with this aluminium tube. We're just going to simply machine both sides to bring them down to diameter.
I see through the lies of the Jedi. Feeling about this.
After machining, I simply cut it in half with a hacksaw. This was actually much easier than I originally thought it would be.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Now that we have half a saber, we can start to add the graflex details, starting by adding the holes where some brass pins will go.
Wait a minute. How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Since I already have a bunch of spare saber parts, I'll be using them to finish the outside of the hilt.
Is that legal?
I will make it legal.
Now that we have all our parts, we'll use some 5-minute epoxy to attach the end cap.
No, nothing too fancy.
Now we have all our parts, we'll start to assemble. Put on the control box, followed by one of the buttons. Then we'll put on one of the bunny ears, along with the emitter. We're making sure that we epoxy everything as we go along. Now that we've got those parts in place, we'll start to put on the grips. After the grips, then we'll put on the CoverTech knob. Once we've done that, that'll be one half of the saber done. I did change some of the details. I put a replica graflex clamp on, ESB card and a D-ring on the saber.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
I then went into my junk drawer to look for some electronics. Got some junk parts, picked the ones that I thought looked the best, and then started to assemble. I then began gluing LEDs, resistors and capacitors to little circuit boards to best replicate what was seen in the visual dictionary. Now that I've got all the little circuit boards, I'll start to epoxy everything in place. Next, I will start epoxying in some small black acrylic circles that I cut on the bandsaw. These are to separate the Saber into 3 different sections, also to hold things in place. I then cut some reflective tape to be placed inside the crystal chamber. Next is the power cell insulation. I will be using some clay to sculpt this bit by hand.
So uncivilized.
After I've finished sculpting, I will carefully remove it and place it inside a little container. I will then mix in some silicone so then I can make a mold. The next part to be done is some field energizers. These are being machined out of some 12mm brass. Now that the energizers are finished being machined, we will now epoxy them in place as well.
Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan.
Now that I've got the energizers in place, I can begin to add wires and other small details to finish off the electronics portion of the Saber.
This is outrageous.
I love the mountain.
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Not a story the Jedi would tell you.
I've been looking forward to this.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
And here it is, the finished Saber. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. You can also leave a comment about something you would like to see made in future builds. Have a good one.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What?